Okay, everybody, it's 4 o'clock on December 12th. I call this city council meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing on the agenda is to approve the November 14th city council meeting minutes. Are there any changes or additions, deletions to this? No. Entertain a motion to pass the council meeting minutes of November 14th. I make a motion to pass council meeting minutes November 14th.
I will second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I abstain, they wasn't here. I abstain, if I was absent. Oh, yes, you will, please. Okay, next thing report. John, are you doing fire department?
I can briefly. Basically, you all know we're switching over to structure now, and this time of year, with everybody traveling, things are kind of loose. You never know. We'll get back in gear in January, and I'm getting a lot of grant stuff. We'll start inventory and get that on the truck that it belongs. That's about it.
Okay, thank you, John. Well,
Yeah.
Gail, can you tell me?
We've got our checks, the accounts payable checklist here. So we've got about 26,000. We've got $26,000 in the bank right now, for the exact number. And then here's your list of checks. I'll try to go over the big ones. DEQ, we have to pay for an annual water permit, $1,900. We've got my bill on there. We've got 2 from HECO, both are grant project related. And then we've got John Deere annual lease payment for $16,000. Those are all the big ones, but pretty good size for those. And then if you look on the next page, we have an estimated ending cash balance that's negative, but we'll transfer some money from LGIP to cover that. In fact, I think we already did. But that's yeah. So that will probably process the next day or two before the checks start hitting. And then our current cash balance is $26,000 in our water fund, and then LGIP is $390,000. Go ahead and go on to the next page. That's our appropriations review. We're doing pretty okay right now. Running ahead of budget on pretty much every department of where we should be at this point in the year. We're almost to the halfway point. Flea market starting to catch up. Road, we did have, was mentioned earlier, the greater repair. That's why we're at 60% remaining budget. It's a little higher than it would have been otherwise. Water fund, yeah, the capital outlay is pretty significant there as we continue on that project, but we have $4 million budgeted. And water is actually a little ahead of 50%, but I assume we'll slow down on that given that the summer it's work on the water system season has abated for now. I think the sewer's high because of all the pumps to be. So yeah, that's where we're at, looking pretty solid.
Anybody have any questions for us? No.
When you transfer money, Rob,
Yeah.
you do more than what you're in the hole plan for.
Oh yeah.
Good.
Yeah. No worries.
Well, I just was wondering.
No, it's
Because it says that you're like, you're negative 20, you know, so I figured that you're.
We transfer. Okay.
Okay, there.
But yeah, so it's not a big, yeah, and it's easy because the city's control. We do 1 check run a month, and so all the checks would give it, except for a few stragglers every once in a while, and then you have payroll twice a month, and you have a payroll tax payment once a month. That's it. You have four times that it goes out, so we can control it pretty well. It's not too bad. We check it when we prepare the checks for this. So we knew when we were running these checks on Monday that, wow, seems like that was probably yesterday. That we were gonna be in the hole, and so that's why we initiated the transfer. You haven't decided checks yet, we're already covering the dollars with it.
Because of the question.
Yeah, and we get additional revenue throughout. Every time somebody gets water bill.
Okay, do I, have a motion to pay the bills as presented?
I make a motion, we pay the bills as presented.
I second the motion. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Pay the bills. Okay, a new business, you have on here a wastewater grant project. I just wanted to give you guys an update. We had a question, we were continually getting a bill from Civil Engineering who was working on the wastewater. And they were billing us for interest and charges from 2021 and 2022. Anyway, I talked to their accounting and we don't owe them anything. So we're free and clear of anything for Civil Engineers. Because for the wastewater, they worked on the wastewater project for several years, but they have been really non-responsive as far as moving forward on this. So now that we're paid off, since HECO is we voted to have them our engineer for the city, we're gonna change over to HECO because they're more responsive and they will get on the job and actually do it. So that's why this is, and then the other thing on the wastewater project, we had voted to use the ARPA money to pay for the design, and I would like the council to vote to move that to the water. So that towards the phase 3 project of the water and use the ARPA money on that. We need to fund it, I think, wasn't it 2025? We had to.
The ARPA funds you have to allocate by 2024.
Yeah.
By the end of 2024.
Yeah.
And extend by the end of 2024.
Right, so I'd like to allocate those to the water design that we're doing on phase 3.
You will need to do that by a resolution.
Okay, so we'll do a resolution. Okay, thank you, Rob.
Yep.
So are you guys, does anybody have a problem with moving that money to the water?
No, because when we get ready to use HECO as our engineers, we're gonna start from ground zero.
They need to look at the designs and where we're gonna go with them.
Okay.
Yeah. The wastewater's been put on the back burner since 2014, we've been trying to work on this. And like I say,
About 2012.
okay, 2012, when DEP started finding us. So we need to get this moved forward. And, so that will be something we'll look at next year as far as getting this started and get it moved forward. It's gonna be a slow process, but we will start working on it. With the money, I worked on this last 2022, and Business Oregon has given us a grant for this. So we just need to get the engineer on board. So I will keep you guys updated on that, and we'll get that resolution for the next meeting.
Linda,
Yep. But
the money to Cisco has nothing to do with anything back from about 2012 to 2015, correct?
I said it was 21,
Yes,
22.
I want to verify that.
yes, 21,
Okay,
22.
Thank you.
Okay, and then, let's see, on the wastewater. That was it. So, you guys have any questions about that? We just want to get this kind of moving forward. The next thing on the agenda is grounds, the keyless locks. It was recommended that, we've got these locks, we're gonna put one up at the schoolhouse. That way, everybody will have their codes and we don't have to track keys. And it was suggested maybe we put one up at the grounds too, because there's umpteen keys and we don't know who has what. And everybody who needs to get in will just get a code.
3.
How much were they? We're gonna get 3?
You need 3.
3? How much were they?
I think they were 140 apiece.
They're the same ones as these.
And these are working good, right?
Yeah. Matt even figured out how to work them when he had to use a key.
Yeah.
And they worked fine.
Uh-huh.
The battery went out, he couldn't get in.
I had the key. I
We
got it.
have the key.
So we actually need 4 of these then?
Three.
We already have schoolhouse now.
We have the schoolhouse one.
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
Maybe 3 more. Any discussion on that?
Good deal.
We have a motion to move forward and get the kilo slots.
I want to make a motion to move forward and get the 3 extra kilo slots from around. I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Next thing, fire department, that's this building part here, overhead doors, quote. These doors evidently have been bumped and bent and there's air just comes through them. It's costing us a lot of, heat. So we had High come up and give us a quote on putting new doors in. So to get 2 new doors in, it's gonna be $8,100. So,
Are those electric? Or are they manual? These out here are manual right now.
it doesn't say, so I imagine they're manual.
Okay.
I imagine they're manual, but they will fit in tighter to where we won't have the gap on the side and on the bottom, as long as nobody runs into them.
Well,
Cause these look like they've been bumped a few times.
no doubt, I mean, these doors were here when I first came and joined the fire department. That's 15 years now, and they were bumped back then.
Yeah.
They have been around a long time. Marcia, you've been here longer than I have. You remember?
No, they've been here.
So,
They've been here
but
forever. And
Marcia
they're
did,
getting jobs.
Marcia did bring something up that maybe we should look to see if we could get a grant through the fire department funds. Did you see anything on that? You see anything?
Well, doesn't that fire department grant that they just got, and you guys went to that meeting and they said that you could change a few things?
it has to be
Equipment?
defensive.
Defensive.
It's a get rid of the fuels in the city. It's not about
Equipment.
buying new
So you
equipment.
can't,
No, I don't think so.
But
It's about defensive space
base.
and reducing fuels.
Is there another door outfit that we can check into to
We
see about
can,
this?
we can get something
Yeah.
for it.
Because that's $4,000 a door.
Well, $47.60 for one and $33.50 for one, other one. Two different. Evidently,
The
they're,
same size. ain't
One's
they?
R27, R27 versus R18.
and one's 14 feet 2 inches and one's 10 foot 2 inches.
Okay, so there's the option one,
Yeah, I went to
4760, and the option one, 30.
Yeah, the R18, yeah. Yeah. So, somebody else in Baker that does those, Joe?
No.
Baker's got one, and that's knee high. The only other one he does glass, so I don't know if he does the doors. Ian is the one in John Day, so.
Hey,
Winter will be over by the.
yeah,
Get up
when he
here.
gets around here. I'll look and see if we can get a second quote, and we'll put this on as for the 1st of January. So,
Doesn't, Millers do it?
I don't know.
And then they hire somebody to come and put them in? But I probably should check and see.
I'll check and see, so,
They may subdivision need.
so we'll table this and then we'll see if we get another quote. Okay, the next thing is partition wall in City Hall. So Matt did some research, we're talking about just at this corner, putting a wall with a handicap door, side door. So when we're having Zoom meetings in here, Matt can still conduct business, but we don't have the interference of when we're on a meeting. Because right now, when people walk up to the counter to work or to talk to Matt, and you have a meeting here, you hear all the conversation, or they come in and want to know what's going on. And we need to be able to have, close the door and not have all that extra noise.
So it would go from the corner here to where the filing cabinet?
Yeah, kind of in that area. Matt got a quote. We talked to county, and county said that if we have to get a permit, And then we can put the partition up. You don't have to hire somebody can actually put it up. And I think, how much was it, Matt, with the
For
materials?
materials under 700, but Charlie and I spoke, I quoted a hollow core door. But if we wanted to put, say, like a fireproof or something like that, it's gonna be a lot more.
It's gonna be ADA for wheelchair.
We're gonna get wide.
Yeah, so the hollow core is wide enough to meet ADA.
And how much was it with the hollow core?
I think it was 150. Oh, how much total? I think it was like under 700, if I remember. There's a list in your packet there.
Was there?
And those are calling, calling Miller's, getting online, looking at Home Depot pricing. So it's, it's a put together kind of quote.
I just think that it should be a solid door, one for sound, but the other thing is we don't get the echo from in here, because you close that off and it's gonna echo a little more. The acoustic ain't that good.
So did we get a price on a heavier duty door?
I looked after Charlie and I talked, and they started anywhere from like 350 on up.
So this is gonna increase that by at least $350 to.
Yeah, and I would say it's probably at the higher.
So I don't know if we want to spend $1,200 right now just to do that. You guys have any input?
After being in here in a couple meetings, I think it would be nice to have it, if it does get interrupted a lot. And people come around the corner and just start talking to you, and they don't realize you're having a meeting in here. I don't know
Yeah,
what our,
especially now that we're doing Zoom meetings and stuff like that too now.
Well, I'd like to keep this under $1,000 to do it. I just don't think, the expenditure, it'd be nice to do it, but I don't want to get too wild on the expenditure.
well, our door's gonna be the same size, so we can do hollow core door now, and maybe when we're a little bit more flush, we can change out the door to, are they gonna be the same size? Take out the-
Yeah, and the thing is though, Matt's got here where the 300 doors, and if we got another door, it would just be a slab. It wouldn't
It
be,
just wouldn't be all that,
Yeah.
yeah.
it would just be drilled and cut out for hinges, but it wouldn't be a 300 door.
That might work. The problem though is sometimes you have misalignment. That's one nice thing with it being pre-hung, it's all lined up in the square. If you start taking that door out and throwing a different door in, you could have some misalignment.
You gonna insulate the wall in between?
I put in there insulation for sound
You put insulation.
abatement.
Well, that's gonna cut down a lot. The door's not gonna be that big a deal.
Well, the door's 3/4 of that hole.
Well, I know.
Really?
And we don't know,
Well, it's gonna be-
yeah.
It's gotta be a 40-inch door, 42.
Well, after being in here for several meetings, we do get interrupted. And a lot of times we, just like when we had the zoning meetings and stuff, it was really hard. And we had the projector going and stuff, and people come in there and they get to talking, and we just kind of got overshadowed from the voices, so it helped.
And we don't know how much the permit's gonna be. You never got that price for the permit.
I think it's gonna be $50 to $100.
Yeah, the one for the ladder is how much? 80 something?
68.
$68, because it should be just a one inspection, because if you do it right, you can finish one whole side off, insulate it, they'll come in, they'll look at the framing, they'll look at it, and then all you gotta do is sheetrock the inside and be done.
And the question I have is, who's gonna take those two lights out, light banks? Do we have to have a?
Well, I put in $220 for arrows down at the bottom, but that's just my personal guesstimate.
My thing is instead of messing with the lights, I think we ought to just do a cutout and go around them.
Oh, good heavens.
Oh, good heavens.
Huh?
Come on, Charlie, we're gonna make it nice. Like, I don't want
You're gonna get more than $200 because that, I
Please.
think where we're gonna go, it's gonna go away. So you'll either have a dark spot right there, or you gotta move these ones down and move these ones
No,
down.
just leave the dark spot. You're only gonna have a section of a dark spot. There's nothing going on down there.
Can we have a?
Okay.
Well, we have arrows coming in. I can get a real quote while they're here.
Arrows is coming in, we will get a quote from Arrows, this will be tabled too. We'll get a quote from Arrows and we will get the actual price of the permit. So we'll just table this now.
I've got one more question.
Yeah.
What about the heat flow?
The heat comes from that vent right there, so we'll have heat in
Hanging
there.
on some.
Okay,
Yeah, we'll have heat,
And it cooks you out in here.
yeah. Yeah, it'll probably be a lot warmer than it is right now.
is there heat flow though over in that section?
Yes,
Okay,
yeah, and in the office, because they cut that out to go straight through.
That'll be it.
So it actually would be beneficial on heat to do it that way.
yeah,
Rob, did you,
Okay,
Rob,
I'm good.
are you sure?
Yeah.
Just trying to get it positive.
Well, okay, stupid question.
Yeah,
What's like, how old is that ceiling?
4,000 years old.
Probably original.
Older than the doors.
what did
How's the
Brandon say? Did he,
How long since they did that backling spray on stuff?
yeah,
That's what I'm asking.
yeah,
Well, that was built before
Had
nineteen
both the
seventy.
yellow refrigerator.
Inspected for asbestos.
I think you're gonna run into higher costs than just the cost of materials. is what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm not at all saying.
oh, I realize
I'm
that,
just saying we gotta be.
okay, we'll check on that one.
$20,000 later.
No, like I think it's not worth that, I just, okay, so we're gonna table that and get some more prices. Okay, zoning cleanup, Martha.
Hey, I've come across, we have some properties in town, where the zoning has split it, so you'll have residential and commercial residential. There's just a few places like that, and after talking to Holly, she said, well, it just depends on how they colored the map. So, I mean, it's just not really precise, it's just who colored the map. And they, of course, had that problem in Baker. So what she said, is council can clean this up. We will have, there's only 3 or 4, and there's just small sections. We can, have a public meeting. We will let those particular property owners know what we're gonna do. We can clean up the lines on it. All we have to do is let the state know what we're doing and send them the modifications. Public hearing, council can make the decision. On some of the properties now, if it's a split, like a business and residential, it goes with the predominant use of the property as it stands. So if you have a business on it and it's an active business, but a section of that is residential or IR or whatever, the predominant use would take over, and that's what we would move it to. So if it's commercial residential and just residential, it's mostly commercial, then the whole lot will become commercial. So that's what we'll do on that, but we will start looking for them and get a hold of the state and have public hearings and.
And Marcia, on that process, especially for my property, because I'm not open, I would probably now fall under residential. But at the same time, OTEC recognizes my property, no matter if I'm living there or not, as prime commercial.
Well,
The city of Water, I'm paying prime commercial.
no, this is only the properties, okay, for an example, the gas station, it is commercial, residential, and residential. Because the predominant use is commercial residential, we will move the zoning back and it will be all commercial. But you're not split.
Okay, but I'm
We can't
saying,
split that, we can't split, move.
but where you could come in with an argument or with the people that own the property is OTEC charges me a commercial rate no matter what it is.
No, you dig up.
Yeah, well, then we have to go straight with the state. This is just
Okay.
cleaning up for the zoning. Somebody has colored in on across a piece of property and there's 2 zones on one tax lot. And that's all we would clean up. We cannot go in and change any zoning. It has to be done through the state process. It's very lengthy, but we can clean up a lot that is split.
So this is not due to somebody absorbing a second lot and merging them. These are
No.
pre-existing.
Pre-existing that we have.
Yeah, we just have a few that, it's very, small, it's more beneficial than thing.
But
So,
I mean, on some of them, you know, they have 3 acres. A little corner section at the bottom, a little corner section is like ours. So that's what it is. So we will let everybody know when we get there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, old business, we tabled the museum window, we still have not got the second bid, so I need to find out. Even name of that, no. So we have to table that again, because, and the insurance company knows we're gonna, they should, but they would like a second bid. So that'll be tabled.
Did Tony call him or Jerry? We,
Tony, so I'm gonna follow up on that.
so yeah, I've got to call him again and remind him.
And then, under counselor comment, I have two things. First, the annual dues are for the Oregon Mayor's Association membership form. We come under the $1,000 and less population, so it's $100 for membership. So I need to know if you want to approve that, for me to continue with them, or
Didn't we just use something for that?
no, last year.
Yeah. Yeah. Needs to be done. And we are hosting the mayor's.
Yeah, the LOC, Mayor's Conference, we will host again April 17th. And it's going to be a little bigger because LOC's president will be there to do some presentation. So at least they're giving us a chance to host some of these. So do I have a motion to pay this Oregon Mayor's fee?
I make a motion that we pay them, Oregon Mayor's fee.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain because really. And the other thing I had is Matt's redoing some of the stuff on Flea Market. And he would like to get a larger ground map to where we can write in the vendor's name. So, and have it posted, so it's easier for them to find some of this, and he would like to have it laminated. How big was this map gonna be?
Sorry, a little bit.
36 by 48 inches, and that's how big it's gonna be?
I think so. That-
Okay, 36 by 48. And so it's a dry erase, in other words, you write on it, and then you can dry erase, so it's something we can continually use. And right now, the place that he found that can do this and laminate it is in Boise. And it's gonna be the quote is $104.
Tech copier.
I don't know.
John says, told me that they can do one that's smaller.
26.
Yeah, but
Okay.
a larger one,
Larger
larger,
will be easier to see. I mean.
Yeah.
for me, to be able to write a vendor's name in the spaces. But
And for them to read it. Yeah, so they can see their name.
Yeah, I just didn't know how big tech copier's laminator was.
So,
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good deal, because then it's paper distribution.
yeah.
Well, it'd be weatherproof too, so if they take it up there and are using it, you know, it's not gonna get damaged, so it makes sense.
I'd entertain a motion to go forward to get this done. This map laminated.
I make a motion to have the brown map laminated.
For a second.
Well, I can-
All in favor?
I
Aye. Opposed?
By the way, the measurement, closest station will be accurate. Lonnie can help me. I went up and measured them all and laid them out.
That'll be for,
yeah, so what we're gonna laminate is based on what John and
okay.
what they came up with, because the old one isn't right.
I know, we'll leave that. Daryl, do you have anything?
No.
Marcia? Yep. With my little conversion, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
our heat pump for the grader went out in the leak water,
Yeah.
so I bypassed it.
Mhm.
I just want it to be known that just because we don't have a block heater for it, we don't need one, because I bet you this thing's $1,500 to $2,000. Because it actually has the pump that circulates water through the block. And there's no reason to have it when we park our grader in the shop,
Because we don't plug it in.
because we don't plug it in anyway. So I just want it to be known for everybody here that I don't think we should get one
Okay.
at this point in time. Eventually, when we have millions of dollars, then we can get it fixed. But as of right now, I don't see the purpose of having it.
Okay.
And bypassing it is just fine.
Okay. Okay. Gary,
Nothing.
any public comment? Go ahead, stand up.
Yeah. I just wanted to know the update about the cell tower, whatever happened with that deal.
Oh, it's still, it's
Oh.
nothing, it's gone anywhere. It's
Okay.
still lawyer talking to,
Where?
well, yeah, they're not, there's still some arguments going on in that one.
Okay, but there was no decision ever to sell the land to them or?
Oh, we never sell.
We're not gonna sell the land because we can't
Can't.
partition it at all.
Well, I thought Rob at one time brought it up that they.
We did.
You can sell a lifetime lease to them.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yes.
what they're wanting is a lifetime
Okay.
lease, and because of the lease, they're also trying to tie up the property all the way around the little square that they have. So Paige has told them no,
Right.
and so they're in discussion.
Yeah, for about another $500,000 there.
Yeah, so, hey, John,
Yeah, I thought maybe this is a good time to update council. This is the year that all of those EMRs, emergency responders, have to get recertified. And, just so you know, if you see something strange come across, we used to rely on Baker Fire Medic to do a lot of the training. They're gone. Bud used to do our CPR. He's not doing that anymore. I'm digging all over the place. We may have to do some kind of a Zoom class to get our CPR cert. It's not gonna be easy this year. So I may be coming to your court maybe with a little expense to get us all recertified. So,
Yeah.
just warning.
The snowmobile club, is it,
He did it, yeah.
Mr. Ferguson's son came up and did it.
Yeah,
for us.
he did it last year.
Could he do it for you guys?
They're an odd, and I talked to Jim Scheller about that, but Jim's attitude was, well, he only comes up, and does it for the hunting season.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's passed, but I've talked to Jim about that. Yeah, and I'm trying to find out if anybody at Baker Fire is qualified. None of the people at Met West are qualified to do, it's not only classes, but we have to recertify on, breathing apparatus and things like that for people, and they're called practicals. We have to show we can do that. Well, there's nobody left in Baker to do it.
National
we
Guard
used to
doesn't
do.
do it anymore?
What's that?
The National Guard doesn't do it anymore?
No, they haven't done it for years, Baker. Anyway, I'm working on it.
well, if you need Zoom classes, we can always set you up in here.
Yeah, I'm working on it. That's all I can tell you. It may be some expense though, not much, but it might be something.
Okay, anybody else?
Oh, on the councilor comment, I'm sorry. I wanted to thank the volunteers for stepping up and providing the insurance for the event insurance that we had.
You're welcome.
Down there, really
That's what we
appreciate it.
do.
Wouldn't have happened otherwise. But I-
We do.
Yeah. Thank you.
Happy to do it whenever we can help. Thank you.
So motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn this meeting on the 12th of December.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? We're adjourned at 4:34.